everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this lesson, I will tell you the 15 most used English slang words. Many of us are not aware of slang words. So what are slang words? Slang is a type of language consisting of words and phrases that are regarded as very informal, are more common in speech than writing, and are typically restricted to a particular context or group of people. So for instance, if I say, "Hi, how are you?" But these days, instead of "Hi, how are you?" we say, "Hi, what's up?" So here instead of saying, "Hi, how are you?" we have used, "Hi, what's up?" So, what's up? This is the slang word which we have used instead of "how are you?" I'll tell you the next example. So for instance, if we say, "Hey, hi, I'm cool, and you?" So now, instead of just telling, "Yeah, I'm good," we say, "Hey, hi, I'm cool, and you?" So here, instead of just saying, "Yeah, I'm good," we are using, "I'm cool." So here, we didn't say, "Yeah, I'm good." Instead of this, we have used the word "cool." So in this sentence, "cool" is the slang word. So now I hope you understand what are slang words. So without any further delay, let's look into the 15 most used English slang words. So let's jump right in. So our first slang word is zapped, which means tired or exhausted. Let's look at the examples. The next morning, upon waking, you will find yourself zapped of all energy. Now let's look at the second example. She jumped 100 feet and still got zapped. Now let's look at a second slang word, DORK, which means a silly, odd, socially inept or an unstylish person. So let's look at the examples. Our first example is, "I look like a real dork in this dress." Our second example, "If you make me wear that, I look like a total dork." Now let's look at a third slang word, kickass, which means forceful, powerful, extremely good or impressive. Now let's look at the examples. Our first example is, "If you don't give me the money, I'm gonna kick your ass, buddy." Our next example is, "Have you heard the new song? It's kick-ass." Now let's look at a fourth slang word, nuts, which means foolish, crazy or strange. Now let's look at the examples. Our first example is, "Natasha is completely nuts." Our second example is, "Have you gone nuts?" Now let's look at a fifth slang word, sick. Here we are not talking about the health sick. In slang, sick means something that is really cool, awesome or great. Now let's look at the examples. The new Vivo phone is so sick. It means the new Vivo phone is so awesome, so great. Our next example is, "That dialogue from the movie Rais is so sick." Our number 6th slang word is lame, which means something not up to the mark, uninspiring and dull. Now let's look at the examples. "I don't want to hear your lame excuses." Now let's look at the second example. "Who's that lame boy?" Our number 7 slang word is snatched. Here, snatched doesn't mean to take or grasp abruptly. In slang, snatched means amazingly good or very attractive. Now let's look at the examples. "Wow, look at Natasha. She's looking snatched tonight." Now let's look at the second example. "I'm sure you'd look snatched in that dress. Don't think too much. Just buy it." So number 8 slang word is vibes, which means a distinct feeling or quality capable of being sensed. For example, "I have good vibes about this contract." Now let's look at the second example. "I've got bad vibes about this place." Now let's look at a ninth slang word, trashy, which means of inferior quality or someone who has a bad appearance. Now let's look at the examples. Our first example is, "His outfit was a bit trashy. A second example is, I don't spend money to buy trashy thing. Now let's look at a 10th slang word, shades. In slang, shades means sunglasses, which we mostly wear while going outside. Now let's look at the examples. Our first example is, Natasha wears shades even in the night. Our next example is, Ellie put on a pair of shades. Now let's look at our 11th slang word, to spill the tea, which means share any gossip or information or to talk behind someone's back. Now let's look at the examples. Don't tell Natasha about this. She'll spill the tea all over the office. Our next example is, I thought it would stay between us. How could you spill the tea, Natasha? Our number 12 slang word is quick buck, which means easily and quickly earned money. Now let's look at the examples. Natasha never likes to make a quick buck with dishonesty. Now let's look at our second example. We're not here for a quick buck, but we are here to work. Now let's look at our 13th slang word, goat. Now here you might be thinking goat, bakra or bakri. No, in slang term, it means greatest of all time. So please remember, goat here in slang term doesn't mean a bakra or bakri. So let's look at the examples. This episode of Big Boss was the goat. Now let's look at the second example. My last vacation in Dubai was goat. Now let's look at our 14th slang word, yuck, which means something or someone messy or disgusting. Now let's look at the examples. This place is yuck. Now let's look at a second example. This burger is yuck. Now let's look at our last number 15 slang word, ratchet, which means someone who is disrespectful or rude. Now let's look at the examples. This creates a ratchet effect. Now let's look at a second example. I must tell you, you're sounding quite ratchet. Why don't you calm down, Natasha? So friends, I hope you enjoyed this lesson and learned a lot. So you can continue studying with me by subscribing to my channel. Thank you for watching.